everybody. Welcome to Wednesday Yoga, level 1 and 2. And if you need your block, make sure you have your block. Also bring any other equipment or props that you feel that you might need. Maybe you want a blanket for later on when you come into your relaxation. And we're going to just begin at the very top of your mat. So we have a few more minutes, so you can just start by just letting yourself get comfortable at the top of your mat with your legs crossed. Always remember to use your block if you need to sit on the block. When you sit on the block, it lets you have the opportunity to let your knees just open and relax, so your back can stay nice and long. So rather than having yourself sit on the mat, and if you have tight hips and hamstrings, you might find that your knees end up here, and then that might start to round your back. So you want to sit up with a nice tall spine. So finding that comfortable, easy seat, easy pose. Bring your hands just to gently rest onto your knees, and closing your eyes, just taking a few moments, just waiting for our practice to begin. Start by listening to the flow of your breath. So if you're familiar with your Ujjayi breath, you want to start to connect to that breath now, and that's the breath that we use throughout our practice. And it may take a while to get used to breathing in that manner, but you'll find that it's really helpful and useful when you're moving through your practice. So as you're here, you want to feel that your belly is pulling into the back of the spine to maintain that straight spine. The shoulders are down away from the ears, and you're connecting to your Ujjayi breath. So the breath should flow through the back of your throat. Even though you're breathing in and out through your nose with your mouth closed, you want to actually hear the sound of the breath. So if you're in a very quiet space, you should be able to audibly hear that breath as it resonates with each inhale and exhale. And so we'll just stay here, sitting up tall, connecting to that breath. And as you start to slow the breath down, start to let go of anything from your day, anything that you may have been upset by, anything that you may have felt agitated by, afraid, fearful, anything that was of a negative nature. You want to let that go now. So feel as if every bit of tightness from your body that tenses up with that negative energy, feel it releasing away. So it's important that we really scan and look internally to feel where we're holding tension and tightness. And when we notice where it is, it's easy to bring our awareness to that area, and then we can help it relax. So just staying here for another few more moments, just as you breathe in and out, connecting to that Ujjayi breath and clearing out any of that tightness and tension so that we don't begin our practice with all that negative energy. And then slowly let your eyes open and continue to keep your hands right on your knees. And what we're going to do is we're going to start to make some circular movement. So you're going to start to either go to the right or the left and circle to the side, then come to the front, over to the side, and then back. And start to really feel that you're opening through your hips, but your belly is drawing into the back of the spine. And you're just taking these circles around. Try to make sure that both sits bones stay grounded to the mat as you circle your body around. Stay with your Ujjayi breath, maybe even helping you to stay focused if you close your eyes. So if that feels comfortable, close your eyes and really feel the navel as it draws into the back of the spine. And then once you come forward and all the way over to the side, reverse your circle, go the opposite direction. And you may notice that you have more range of motion on one side than the other. So this is not unusual. You can't expect both sides to be equal and the same. Just like we shouldn't expect our practice to be the same every day that we come to our mat. Stay with your Ujjayi breath and continue to keep your eyes closed unless you feel that you need to open them. Taking it around one last time, and then come to sit up nice and tall, rounding through your sits bones. Hands stay rested onto your knees, shoulders down away from the ears. Let your eyes open if they're closed, and let's bring both arms all the way up to the ceiling. Lift up, inhale, open the arms out to the side as you exhale, taking it all the way down. And turn the palms up, lift, inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, release your arms down. Nice, slow rhythm. Inhale again, turning the palms up, lift the arm. Exhaling and bringing it down. The next time that we lift the arms up, we're going to move into a twist. So raise your arms all the way up. Inhale, turning to the left first. Bring your right hand to the knee. And let's just hold here. So just squeezing your belly into the back of the spine, rotating into a normal feeling of this twist. So not forcing it, just see where you can feel comfortable. Breathe here, relax your shoulders, crown of the head extended, and just let your eyes close while you're here for 2 more breaths. Inhale, and exhale, and another breath. Inhale, and exhale, letting the eyes open. Raise both arms up on your inhale and turning, taking your twist to the other side. Do the best you can to make sure that back stays long. Right hand behind, left hand onto your knee. Long spine, rotate your chest. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Crown of the head extends up. Just taking your twist to where you feel comfortable, not really forcing it. Just stay here. And for another 2 more breaths, close your eyes. Breathing in and releasing out. And another deep breath in. And exhaling out. Let the eyes open. Raise both arms all the way up. Inhale. And slowly open your arms out to the side, bringing them down again. Exhaling. Lift the arms up. We're going to just move through those twists again with 1 breath. Exhale. Turn to the left. Inhale, arms up, turning and twisting. Exhale, turning to the right. Both arms lift. Inhale. Take your twist all the way over to the left with your exhale. Inhale, lifting the arms, taking your twist all the way over to the right. Exhale. 1 more time on each side. Lift the arms up. Inhale. Turning and twisting left with your exhale. Lift up. Inhale. And finishing up on the right, exhaling down and bringing both arms all the way up. And as the arms come up, bring your hands together in prayer. Slowly lower the hands down to the center of your heart and draw your chin to your chest. Taking a moment here, and if it's comfortable, close your eyes. And continue to link with the breath. Listen to the breath moving through the back of your throat. And then slowly return your chin level with the mat. Lift your arms all the way up. Inhale. And we're going to come forward. So as you come forward, you're going to come onto probably the floor because we're at the very top of the mat. So just roll right onto your hands and knees. And however you can get onto your hands and knees, you want to find your way to the middle of your mat with your palms underneath your shoulders and your fingers spread wide. Let the knees stay directly under your hips and the toes are flat. Pull your shoulders back away from the ears, so you don't want them hunching forward. You want to pull them back and draw your navel into the back of the spine. From here, coming into some cat and cow poses. So starting out with cow, we're going to curl the toes. As you inhale, let your tailbone tilt up. Move your chest forward and lift your head. As you exhale, flatten your toes, start to round through your back, pull the belly in, and then draw the head down. As the chin comes into the chest, really feel the opening in the lower back. Curl the toes again, beginning the tailbone lift, and then the head lastly comes up. And toes go flat once again, starting with your tailbone. Tuck it under, round the spine, chin in. And curl and tilt up. Inhale. And exhale, round, and coming back down. From here, coming back to a neutral spine, taking it right into a down dog. So just walk your hands a little bit further forward. Curl your toes, tilt your tail up. Move your hips back as you raise your knees. You want to really feel that you're pushing the mat away. Draw the crown of your head towards the floor. And start to very slowly just bicycle out or pedal out your heels, feeling that calves getting a nice stretch. So pressing through one heel as the opposite leg bends and just stretching. And then finding stillness. So both heels push down to the mat. Drop the head down. Keep pushing the mat away. Keep letting those heels press a little closer. Feel the deeper stretch coming into the calf muscle. And we're going to come forward right back into a tabletop position. And then again, bringing the palms right under the shoulders. We're going to let the toes come flat. We're extending the left leg back as the right arm moves forward. And you want to keep your balance. So keep pulling your belly in. Let the crown of your head reach to the front of your mat. So it's not down. You're not dropping your chin to your chest. Stretch it and reach. And then from here, rounding your back, you're going to touch your elbow to your knee and reach and extend. And again, bring that elbow to touch and extend and bring it in and extend and lower the palm. Bring that left knee back down under the hip. Other side now, the right leg is going to extend back. Draw the hip down to the floor. Pull the shoulders back and crown of the head faces towards the wall in front of you. Left arm extend. Finding your balance, pull the belly into the back of the spine as we begin to round the back. Touch the elbow to the knee and reach and extend. And again, pulling in and extend and reach. And last time, bring it in. Reach and extend and bring the palm down. Knee comes down. We're going to take the toes and curl your toes. Keep your knees together and ankle bones together. Toes are curled. You're going to sit onto your heels. And as you do, slide your hands up your shins. So we're working on stretching into the soles of the feet. Sit up nice and tall and really tuck your tail under so that you avoid that lower back arching. Let your shoulders pull down away from the ears. And while you're here, just let your eyes close. So we're really stretching into the soles of the feet. Hopefully you won't be getting cramps there, but it's important that we do stretch out those feet. And then from here, open your eyes. I'm going to slide the hands forward, taking it right back up into a down dog, and the right leg is going to lift all the way up to the ceiling. Stretch it up as high as you can. Lunge that right foot in between the hands. Allow that right knee to stay right over your ankle. Let your left knee lower down to the floor. Flatten the toes on your left foot. You're going to wiggle the right foot out to the very edge of your mat. And as you do, you want the edge of the mat, the foot to come to the mat and bring your both palms so that they're underneath your shoulders. Pull your shoulders back away from the ears. So you may feel already that this is a pretty intense stretch. If you feel that you can go deeper, you want to bend both elbows together. So when you're coming down, you don't want one shoulder to hunch forward. You want to come down with a nice long spine. Keep pulling the shoulders back. And you're going to feel it more intensely into that right hip flexor and also feeling it in your left hip, in your right hip and your left hip flexor. And then from here, if you're feeling that you can come to your forearms, take it down a little lower onto your forearms. And again, you want your shoulders to stay square, so you don't want to dump one shoulder down while the other one stays lifted. So just be patient with yourself. Your own flexibility will tell you how far you can go. If you're here, if you're all the way down and you're still looking for a little more of a stretch, you can roll to the outer edge of your right foot. Let that right knee really open up. And then you'll really feel the intensity there. Let's hold it here. Close your eyes and just breathe with it. So the work is really done when we hold the pose and when we breathe with it and we let ourselves just kind of ease into it and stay in the pose, breathing here. And slowly return that foot flat to the floor, both palms underneath your shoulders. Curl your back toes, lifting the left knee off the mat, and we're going to lift the right leg back to a three-legged dog. Stretch it all the way back and up. And then bend the right leg at the knee. Turn the hip up to the ceiling, but square your shoulders. Continue to drop the crown of your head towards the mat, pushing your left heel down. So continuing to work this right hip, we're going to take pigeon pose. So the right knee is going to come right behind the right wrist. The shin lowers underneath the chest. The left leg goes back. So you want to take that left leg back as your pelvis lowers down. Toes come flat onto the floor. Slowly walk yourself in, lift your chest, inhale, and exhale, fold. And coming down, try to keep your back nice and long. Your forehead can come to the floor. Arms extend forehead forward, and breathe here. So if you can't get your head down onto the mat, you can stack your fists. If it feels too intense on that right hip, you can always grab your block and let your hip have a little bit of rest there. So you might feel that you need to give yourself a little support there. If this is too intense, you can always come onto your back. And if you come onto your back, your right right ankle would be above your left, on your left side, and you can pull in. This will open up your right hip. But pigeon is a little bit more intense. And as you're here, we're going to hold a few more breaths. Close your eyes. And this holding these poses that are intense can really start to kind of bring some stuff up. So if you are working through some issues, you might find that it's difficult and challenging to just stay here. So we're going to walk our hands back up now. Palms are flat. You want to get those palms to come under your shoulders. Curl your back toes, push back through your heel to lift the knee, and then that right leg goes back once again to your three-legged dog. Stretch it all the way up. Turn and look underneath your right armpit, and then straighten the leg and lower the foot down alongside the left. And keep lifting your hips. I'm going to take the left leg, lift that left leg all the way up, bend the leg at the knee, turn, open the left hip now, keep squaring the shoulders down, and then straighten the leg. We're going to lunge that left foot to the outside of your mat, or you can bring it in between first and then wiggle it out to the left. So the edge of your left foot comes right to the edge of the mat. Both palms are under your shoulders. Make sure that right leg is back as far as you can get it. Place the knee down to the mat. Soften the toes on the back foot. Shoulders stay over your palm. And now maybe this is as far as you can go. So just try to close your eyes and try to breathe with it. Try not to collapse in through the shoulders. You don't want to hunch in through the shoulders. So you want to really feel your chest open. Your shoulders are pulling back. And then just breathe with it. And if you're able to, come down onto the forearms. Maybe one side you can come to the forearms and the other side you're not able to. So sometimes we have more flexibility on one side than the other. Make sure that you're breathing here. You feel that left hip really opening. If you're feeling strong or maybe a little more of a challenge, you want to open that hip a little more. Roll to the edge of the left foot. Let that left knee just open out to the side. And breathe. Wherever you're holding the tension, really let that breath flow through there to break up any tightness. Don't hold the tension, just try to let the breath flow through. Nice deep inhale and exhale. And bring that left foot to come flat once again onto the mat. Both hands underneath your shoulders. Curl your back toes. You're going to push back through the heel, taking your left leg all the way back to a three-legged dog. Lift it up. And taking pigeon now on the left side. So you're going to bring that knee, bring it right behind your left wrist so the shin comes under your chest. Remember, the option could be to come onto your back and you can place the left ankle above your right knee and then pull the leg in. Bring your right knee down to the floor. Slide that leg back, lowering your pelvis. Walk your hands in, lift your chest, inhale. And then coming down, long spine. Walk your arms forward around your ears and rest your forehead. If your forehead is unable to come down, stack your fists. Let your forehead rest on your stacked fist. But you don't want to round and hunch your back. You want your back to be really long and relaxing the chest down, relaxing the forehead down. So you shouldn't have your chin into the chest. And breathe here. And we'll notice, if you notice that that left hip really feels tight, just try to let go of it. Let it go. So a lot of times when our body is resisting, it tightens up. So if you just try to let the breath flow through any of that tightness, you might find it opens up a little and relaxes for you. And we'll hold it here. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Slowly come back up. Both palms come under your shoulders. The right toes curl under. And as they curl under, push back through the heel to lift the knee. Left leg goes back and up. Three-legged dog, bend the leg again at the knee, and look underneath your left armpit. Push your right heel down, drop the crown of your head to the floor. And then straighten the leg, let the left foot come back down alongside the right, holding in your down dog. Let those hips lift. Sits bones raise up towards the ceiling, where the wall and the ceiling meet, and lower down. Let's take a first child's pose. Always remember, child's pose is an option if you need rest. So big toes come together, knees separate, tailbone down towards the heel. Reach your arms forward and rest your forehead to the mat. Let those hips really press back down towards your heels. And slowly come up onto all fours. So keep your hands right where they were. Bring your knees back under your hips. Curl your toes, lifting up back into your down dog. Let's take our right leg, raise it all the way up to the ceiling. Lunge that right foot in between the hands. And now we're going to let that left leg start to lift. So your right leg will start to straighten. And as it does, if you need the block, whatever height of your block you need, you want to place it right in front of your toe. And then you can bring your hands onto the block. If your right leg can straighten without the block, you don't need it, then you don't need to use it. Lift the hip up, draw the left hip down, draw the crown of your head towards your toes and your nose towards your knee as your left leg lifts. Pull your shoulders away from the ears. Again, if you need the block will be right here. And you're trying to keep length in your spine. You don't want to round the back. So wherever you need to be, try to keep the back long, shoulders pull back. Then release the block. Bend your right leg at the knee. We're going to flatten the left foot down so that the heel lines up with the right heel lines up with the instep of your left foot. Bring your left arm forward. Reach the arm up to the ceiling, and as you stretch the arm up, bring it back behind you and raise your right arm up. So you're windmilling up or cartwheeling up, coming into a warrior two. The right thigh should be parallel to your mat. The right knee is over your ankle. Shoulders are down away from your ears. Continue to gaze over the right fingers. Keep the left shoulder and right shoulder aligned, so you don't want one shoulder to hunch up. You want both arms to extend, and you don't want one arm coming down lower than the other. And breathing here. And from here, we're going to take it into a high lunge. So bring your left arm towards the right. Come on to the ball of your left foot, so your right knee is still facing forward, the front of your mat, and the right thigh is still parallel to the mat. Raise both arms up for your high lunge. Gaze up to where the wall and the ceiling meet. Stretch your fingers. Breathe here. Option to always bring the knee down if you feel that you need to. So anytime you want to modify the poses, do that. because if you feel that you're struggling through them, you won't want to continue with your practice. We're going to bring both hands down on either side of that right foot. And then we're going to take that right leg back to a down dog. So stretch it back and lift the hips up. And breathe here. Keep sending both hips up towards where the wall and the ceiling meet, dropping the crown of your head to the floor. Heels are pushing down. Belly is pulling into the back of the spine. Nice deep inhale and exhale. Left leg is going to lift up. And this time, lunging the left foot in between the hands. So however you can get it. Maybe you can only bring it in halfway. Then grab the ankle and place the foot so that the knee comes right underneath, above the ankle. Square your hips. Have your block handy as the right leg lifts. The left leg starts to straighten. Lengthen. Pull the shoulders away from your ears. Let that left leg straighten as you pull the left hip away from your thigh. Draw the right hip down, fold your chest towards the left leg, draw your nose to the knee, and only let the right leg lift as high as it can go without opening the hip. So you want to really feel that you're turning your right thigh way down towards the mat. So use your block if you need to get your length. You want to really feel that you're pulling that left hip away from your thigh and keeping the leg straight. And drop the crown of the head towards the floor. And lengthen again. Inhale. Put a slight bend in that left leg. We're going to flatten the right foot back behind so that the left heel lines up with the instep of your right foot. So when you're here, the left knee is over your ankle. Take your right arm forward. Stretch it all the way up to the ceiling so you're opening your chest. As you send that right arm back, cartwheel or windmill the arms up so the left arm comes forward facing the front of the mat and the right arm stays back. Shoulders are even, fingers are even, gaze is down the left fingertips. Inner thighs rotate open. Root down into the edge of your right foot. So you want to really lift the arch off of the mat of the right foot. You don't want to drop it down to the mat. Let those shoulders stay relaxed. Nice deep inhale and exhale. Remember, we're staying with that Ujjayi breath. And then we're going to take our lunge, our high lunge. So we're going to draw the right arm towards the left. It's going to bring our right hip with us as we rotate onto the ball of the right foot. Both arms lift for our high lunge. Always remember you can bring the right knee down if you need to. Lift up, look up towards where the wall and the ceiling meet. Keep squeezing your inner thighs together. Hold with your breath moving in and out through the back of your throat. And then taking both hands on either side of the left leg. The left leg's going to go back to a down dog. Keep lifting the hips. And then come back down onto your knees. And when your knees come down, slide your hands so that they're right underneath your shoulders. So you're back in a tabletop position, your toes are curled. Just let your tailbone stay long, so the spine is nice and long, the shoulders are back. Let your knees just lift and hover off the mat. So knees are only about an inch off the mat. Don't let them go up too high. Keep pulling your shoulders back. Squeeze your belly into the back of the spine and try not to sink into your shoulders. So lift up. So push the hands away from the mat. Hold here. See if you can at least hold for several breaths, as much as you can. Trying to get that upper body strong. And then take it back to down dog. Tailbone lifts. So feel as almost down dog becomes a little bit of a resting point for you. And then right from here, start to walk your hands to your feet. As you do, flatten the toes, the heels down, bend the knees, and like taking ragdoll pose. Bring your pinky fingers into the creases of your opposite elbows. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Let your head hang and just shake your head. Yes.
And shake your head no. And just maybe, if you want, rock your body up, forward and back. Maybe sway side to side. Listen to what you feel you need. So move according to what you feel you need. If you want just stillness, just hang in stillness. Feel all the tightness coming out of your shoulders, your neck, your head is hanging. And then let your arms just collapse down. Take your hands onto your hips, squeeze your shoulder blades together. So pull those elbows in, and then we're going to feel the chest on the thighs. As you feel your chest on the thighs, start to lift your hips up a little higher to straighten your legs. And as you do, get your back nice and long, pull the belly in, squeeze your elbows together. Hinging from your hips, we're going to take it all the way up. And as we take it up, we're going to take a little back bend here. Lift your chest and return back to center. And then keeping yourself at the back of your mat, bring both arms all the way up. Inhale, lift up, stretching up, reaching tips of the fingers to the ceiling. We're going to bring the arms out to the side, and we're going to take the right knee and right leg and lift it up. So the right knee stays bent. Relaxing both shoulders, extend out through the fingers of both hands. Try to find your balance. So continue to squeeze your belly in and breathe. Now as you're holding here, you're finding that balance on that left foot. Flex your right foot and push that heel to the front of the mat. So you want to keep that leg extended and continue to push. Find your balance. Try not to lean back. And then once again, we're going to take that right leg, bend it once again at the knee, hold, and bring the foot down. Take both arms all the way up, inhale, and let's bring both arms out to the side and down. Let's just hold in mountain pose before we take it over to the left side. Relax your shoulders. Mountain pose, you can bring your feet a little closer together, but when we start do the balancing, we want to separate the legs. But you can just bring your big toes to touch. Draw your tailbone down towards the mat. Let your hips open. Let your shoulders pull down away from the ears. And just squeezing your shoulder blades together, not forcing and pushing your chest out, but just feel that little bit of a squeeze. Chin stays level with the mat. Eyes can stay open, or if you prefer, let them close for a breath or two. And if your eyes are closed, slowly let them open, and then separate your legs a little wider. So now bringing both arms all the way up, stretch up through your fingers. You're going to shift the weight over to the right leg, and your left leg is going to begin to lift. So you want your knee to come up hip height. You want your heel to come right underneath your left knee. And keep that foot flexed. Stretch up through the fingers, but pull your shoulders down. Keep your gaze at a spot on the wall in front of you. Try not to drop your chin down to the chest. Keep stretching up. Keep pulling the belly in. So dropping that left hip, you want to pull the left hip down away from the rib cage. Keep that left foot flexed and start to straighten the leg. So just push through the heel. Keep the foot flexed. Reach through the fingers. Breathe here. Keep stretching up through your fingers. And then we're going to bend the leg again at the knee. Find your balance on that right leg. Both arms out. And then lower the left leg down. Both hands come to prayer this time. Separate your legs a little wider. And just let yourself feel that you're balancing on both feet. Close your eyes, noticing the energy that's moving through your body. So sometimes these balancing poses really create a lot of energy that we can notice and be aware of happening right away. Remember not to judge. And just hold here for a few more breaths. And slowly let your eyes open. Raise both arms all the way up. Inhale. And from here, exhale, we're going to fold forward with a flat back. As you come down, bend your knees so that your palms can come on the floor. Walk yourself all the way into that hovering tabletop again. So your shoulders are over your palms and your knees are under your hips and your knees are just hovering. Pull your belly in. Pull the shoulders back. Try not to round through the spine. Make sure the back is nice and long and the crown of your head is facing forward. Keep that belly pulling in. And stretch the tailbone back without lowering the knees and raise back up once again into your down dog. And we're going to take it again into that tabletop, that hovering tabletop. So make sure your palms are right under your shoulders, knees are under your hips. So this will be the last one that we're hovering here. If you feel that you're strong enough, you can take your right leg back and your left leg back so that you're right into a plank position. So the hips didn't move. The knees were right under the hips. And then we just hook the legs back for plank. Keep the shoulders back away from the ears. If you're in your plank, see if you can hold it here a few more breaths. If you're in your hovering tabletop, see if you can do that. If you need to lower your knees, you can always lower them. Remember to listen to your own body. And everyone's going to take the knees down now. We're all going to go into a child's pose. Tailbone comes down. If your wrists feel a little stiff after holding those poses, you can start to circle them around. And then just rest in your child's pose and breathe where you are. Two more breaths. Deep inhale. Make sure the arms are extended and fingers are spread wide. And last one. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, let's come back onto the knees. Keep your hands right where they are. And curl your toes. Lift back up for your down dog. Raise your right leg up to the ceiling. Stretch it up. And lunge that right foot in between the hands. Always remember that if you have to bring the foot down first, you can wiggle it in or grab the ankle and get yourself into that lunge position. Keeping your left heel pushing back. If you need to lower the left knee down, you can lower the left knee down. We're going to see if we can take it up into a twist. So keep your right knee over the ankle. First, stretch your arms forward. Lift up into your high lunge. Bring your hands into prayer. And taking our twist, left elbow is going to come to the outside of the right thigh. Always have the option to bring the knee down, but make sure your right knee is over the ankle. So from here, your left knee can come down if you need to for better stability and support. If you feel that you're up for the challenge, keep that left leg straight and press through that left heel. You're in a twist, so try to lift your belly off of your right thigh. Look up towards where the wall and the ceiling meet. Right elbow is pressing to the ceiling. And then look down at the mat. Bring both hands back down on either side of your right foot. And take your right leg back. Three-legged dog, lift it all the way up. Right from here, we're going to round the back and bring the knee in towards the nose. And then send that leg back and up. And again, bring it in, knee to the nose. And lift it back and up. And last time, bring it in. And lift it back and up. Let that right foot come back down alongside the left, holding in your down dog. Deep breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, the left leg is going to lift way up. Take that left foot, lunge it in between the hands. So wiggle it in, get that left knee to be over the ankle. You're going to start with a high lunge first, so do the best you can. Push back through your right heel. Feel grounded into the ball of your right foot and strong and balanced and grounded in your left leg. Stretching the arms forward, come up, and just let your pelvis press down. Taking our twist, right hands come together to the chest, right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Always have the option of bringing your right knee down. Your thumbs are coming right into your chest, and you're pressing back through that right heel. Pull the belly in, long spine, pushing your left palm into your right. Take your twist, continue to gaze up towards where the wall and the ceiling meet. Make sure you're staying with your breath. Remember, you always have the option to bring the knee down. And from here, one more inhale. And exhale, both hands come down on either side of your left foot. And that left leg's going to go back. Three-legged dog, lift it up. And then lower the left foot back down to the mat. Nice deep inhale and exhale. 2 more breaths here. Keep pressing through your heels. Hear your breath. If you're not hearing your breath, let it be audible. Hear that sound flowing in through the back of the throat. And then from here, lower your knees back down to the mat. And we're going to stand up on the knees. So you're going to stand up on your knees, keeping your shoulders over your hips. You want to make sure your tailbone is pressing down to the floor. I'm going to take a back bend here. So this back bend can be however flexible you are. You can go deeper into it if you're more flexible. But if you have any reason not to go that far, then we have other options. So first, we're going to make sure that our shoulders are down. We just want to pull our belly in and just feel that your chest starts to lift. So you want to feel that your chest lifts, that you're not pushing your hips forward and collapsing into your lower back. So a lot of times people thrust their hips forward and they congest into the lower back. So you want to feel that your chest is lifting. And as your chest starts to lift, there's a little bit of an arch. Keep the belly in. Raise your right arm all the way up. Make a fist with your right hand and place it right into the lower back. Bring the left arm up. Make a fist with your left hand and place it right into the lower back. Pull your elbows together and gaze up and breathe. So if you know you're flexible enough to maybe take your hands down towards your heels, you can bring your hands down to your heels, but you want your hips to push forward. So you don't want to lean yourself back with your hips not over your knees. So your hips are pushing forward and they should be over your knees. So if you've reached back with your heels and to your heels and your knees aren't over your knees, go back with your fists into the lower back. Let's hold here, one more breath. Inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, bring your chin to the chest and let the arms come forward and take it into a wide child's pose. So separate your knees nice and wide. Bring the toes, big toes to touch. Reach the arms forward. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale, sink it down. Exhale, chest lowers, forehead lowered. Stretching out the lower back. And from here, just lift your head, walk your hands over to the right, and push your left buttock down to the left heel. Stretch into the back. Breathe into your lower back. Nice deep breath. Stay with your Ujjayi breath. And walk forward and take it over to the other side, keeping the right buttock pushing down to feel the stretch into the lower back here on the right side. Stay with that smooth, even breath. And slowly come back to center and just stay here. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. And just come back up onto your hands and knees. Bring your knees under your hips. Walk your knees in closer to your wrists and then cross your legs behind you and sit down onto your buttocks. And let's bring the soles of the feet together. So bring the soles of your feet together. Pull your heels in as close to your groin as you can, but you want to make sure your back stays long.
So when you pull the feet in, you continue to keep the back straight. If you pull your feet in and you start rounding, then you want those feet to go out a little further. Always have the option to be sitting on your block. So from here, just reach and turn the soles of your feet up, but you want the back to be nice and long. The soles of the feet are reaching to the ceiling, that the knees open out to the side. Inhale, just hinge from your hips, just see how far you can go. No competition about who's going to go lower than anybody else. You just want to feel the stretch for yourself. And once you're there, just close your eyes and breathe. And just release any tension. Notice where you're holding that tension. A lot of times we hold on to tightness and we don't even realize it. So give yourself the opportunity to just close your eyes, and as you're in this pose, just explore. And then we're going to round through the back and lower down a little bit more. So that's going to open through the lower back. Continue to close your eyes. Anytime you feel that you're in pain, you want to come out of the pose. You never want to hold a pose when you're in pain. You want to feel a little bit of that heightened awareness, a little bit more aware that there's a stretch happening, but you don't want to hold if you feel there's a lot of pain there. Slowly come back up. So now we're going to see if we can create a little balance here. So let's grab the big toes. The first two fingers on either hand and your thumb are going to wrap around the big toe of each foot. You're going to pull the heels into the groin, try to sit up tall, and just lean back slightly so that you're on your sits bone and the soles of your feet together. So if this is challenging enough, just stay here and work on finding that balance. So you don't have to go any further. You want to make sure that back stays nice and long. Take the right leg and just push through the heel, sending the heel to the outside of your mat. And just feel that you can make sure that back stays long. Just feel that you can stretch the leg even further as long as your hamstrings will let you go with that leg out to the side. If the hamstrings are very tight, the knee may be bent the whole time, but you want your back to remain long. That left foot is still off the floor. And then bring that foot slowly back in. Keep the heels touching, and then other side. Back is long, belly in. Start to push the left heel over to the left side of your mat. And try to push through the back of the thigh so that your left hamstring stretches to get that leg straight. So you may get that leg straight, maybe it stays bent. And then bring the soles of the feet back together and taking both feet out. So maybe this is where you're going to stay. Maybe your soles of the feet is where you're going to stay. Or maybe you have the ability to open out, but you want your back to be long. If your legs are completely straight, pull those thighs in towards your shoulders and gaze up. So you don't want to lean back. You want your back to be nice and straight. You're balancing on your sits bones. And now we're going to take it right into boat pose. So we're going to just bring those legs closer together. If you need to, bend your knees, release your toes, your hands from your toes. Your legs can stay straight. Bring your knees and thighs together as if you have a piece of paper that you don't want to drop from coming in between the knees. So you're squeezing together. Always can keep the knees bent with your calves parallel to the mat. Knees are together. And then from here, let's cross the legs at the knees. Both hands come onto your knees. Cross your legs at the ankles and both hands come to your knees. And then just circle around one way. And then slowly take your circles around the opposite direction. And then just find your way onto the back. Pulling your heels in close to your buttocks. Lie down on your back. Let your arms relax down alongside you. Just close your eyes for a few moments. Really, as you're here, resting a little bit, just let everything go. And let's take the right leg, pull it in towards the chest. Interlace the fingers around your shin, send the left leg straight forward to the front of your mat. Take hold of the outside of your right knee with your left hand. Bring your right arm in T position.
Inhale, draw your navel into the spine. Exhale, release your right leg all the way to the left. And opening into that nice twist, relax your right shoulder. And just try to let the right leg really relax. Look over that right shoulder. Close your eyes and breathe. With each exhale, feel a deep sinking into the pose. Sink deeper and deeper, let go. So enjoying the stretch, this openness. And then return your head center, bring your right leg back up. Bring your right foot to the floor. And then take your left leg, bring it in, interlace the fingers around the left shin, and send your right leg straight forward. Take the outside of your left thigh with your right hand. Left arm out, T position. Inhale, navel draws in. Exhale, left leg goes over the right side of your mat. The left shoulder stays down, and you can look over the left shoulder. Close your eyes. Breathe here. And again, feeling that you're surrendering down to the mat. Surrendering all that tension, letting it all go. Nice deep inhale and exhale. Every exhale, everything lets go. And slowly bring your head back center. Take the left leg back up. And hug your right knee into the chest. Rock gently from side to side, massaging out the lower back. And then from here, just allow the rocking to stop. You're going to keep pulling into those shins. Lift your nose up towards your knees. Pull in, pull the belly into the back of the spine. Hold it here for 2 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale, pull in a little closer. Inhale. Exhale, pull in a little closer. And inhale, let everything come down. Flatten your feet to the mat. And just open your feet wider than your hips, just till you find the very edges of your mat. Bring your knees with you. Open your arms out to the side in T position, and just let your knees gently fall over to the right, keeping your feet wide. So now you're getting more of a stretch in through the hip and in through the left thigh. And just breathe here. And then raise your knees back up. Inhale, and then take it over to the other side. Exhale, feeling the stretch into the right, through the right hip, down the right thigh. And inhale back up to center. Exhale to slowly heel toe your feet together. And we're going to take our relaxation now. So any warm clothing that you want to put on, this is the time to do it. If you don't need to put anything on, just start to extend your legs straight out, making sure your legs are about hip distance apart. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, so you want to draw those shoulder blades in towards each other, feeling the chest expand, and then just relax your shoulders. Close your eyes, and your palms are turned up towards the ceiling. As you close your eyes, you want to let go of our practice. No more effort now. No more work that needs to be done. All that you need to do is take time to relax. And sometimes trying to relax can be take as much effort as some of the challenging poses, especially if you find that you have a lot of things going on in your mind, a lot of concerns, a lot of worries. So sometimes it can really feel difficult to relax. But this is the best place to learn how to understand what we need to do. So we're just going to take some nice deep breaths, and we're going to sigh it out. So when you exhale, you want to really make a sighing sound. So we're going to take those breaths 3 times, cleansing breaths. So let's take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And then as you exhale, sigh it out.
Really let it go. Feeling your body responding with the exhale. Once again, inhale through your nose. And open your mouth, sigh it out, exhale. Let it all go. Each time feeling that you're relaxing a little more. And last one, final deep inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, exhale it out, and really push out every bit of stale air. Push out any tightness, anything that does not serve you. Let it go. Then let your mouth just gently close. Relax your whole body. So feel softness coming into your face, around your eyes and your brow. Let your eyes just relax into the eye sockets as your cheeks relax and the muscles around your mouth. Let your lips gently part open so that your jaw starts to soften. And any tightness around the jaw, the neck area relaxes. Relaxing your throat. Swallow if you feel that you need to. Feel the shoulders really relaxing down away from the ears. Let your shoulder blades melt into the earth. And feel your arms becoming heavy from the shoulders down through your elbows into the wrists. Let the backs of the hands soften through the fingers. Let your diaphragm and chest relax. All the back muscles are soft. Relax your hips, softening your belly. And taking away any tightness in the glutes. Relaxing the pelvic area. Allow the thighs to soften. Relax the knees. Relaxing your shins and calves. And feel your feet becoming heavy as you let go of the ankles and the heels, softening through the toes. Let your natural breath flow in to all that relaxed space. Space of calm and peacefulness. Touching every part of you. Let that breath really move into the whole being, the whole essence of who you are. Not forcing, but allowing. Allowing the breath to move and just noticing without judging. Feel yourself deepen and deepen into this relaxation. And then just remain here. Relax, relax, relax. allowing the sound to move through your body, feeling all that wonderful open space. Start to slowly wiggle your fingers and your toes, returning back to your physical body, feeling more open, more healthy, more calm. A little different than when you first arrived. Taking a nice deep breath here. Inhale, stretch your arms over your head, letting go of any sigh, sounds, or moans. And then gently hug your knees as you pull them in close to your chest. And rocking it out side to side, just move your body the way it feels natural to move. Finally, rolling all the way over to the right side of your mat, letting your head rest comfortably on your inner right arm. And once you end up all the way in this fetal position, just remain here for a few moments. Be with your stillness. Be with your peace. Before we come up, take this opportunity to thank yourselves for taking time out of your evening to practice. Notice what your practice has given to you. And each time that we practice, we might notice one thing that we are thankful for or that we're grateful to be able to do in our postures. So always allow yourself to really recognize those little subtle improvements or challenges or things that you face that you can really be proud of. But just know that you're on your own journey and these things come at their own pace. So slowly come up with your eyes closed, sit up nice and tall, and bring your hands into prayer, right into the center of your heart in Anjali Mudra. And once again, take this opportunity to thank yourselves. Just know that with this work and this effort that you put in, you will find the true reward. So we'll finish by just chanting one Om. Take a nice deep breath in. Om. And allowing yourself to lower your chin to your chest as you bow down to that light and love that shines within you. Know that that light and love shines brightly within each and every one of us. Namaste. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me this evening, and hopefully we'll see you soon if they continue with these streaming sessions. Have a good night.